On today's show, Angela's dream tells her she connects with two angels, one responsible for death and the other responsible for new beginnings. Quite an interesting dream. Welcome to the Dream Interpretation Podcast with Michael and Sandy.
Hello, welcome everybody.
This is another half hour of us eavesdropping on the very personal communication between the spirit world and souls on their earth journey. That's why we focus on dream, because that's what you are, a soul on an earth journey. And if you want to know what you're meant to be doing in your life right now, at this very moment, then look no further than your dreams. To get your dream analyzed on our show, go to dream-analysis.com/podcast, fill in the form and submit your dream to the show that way, or simply email radioshow@dream-analysis.com. Sandy, what have you got?
Well, before we dive into any dreams, I wanted to talk about the amazing channeling webinar that you had last Wednesday. I was so excited about that presentation. You covered all different aspects of channeling, the different types, how people do it, and how to protect yourself and what to look for. It was amazing. So, since I was a big fan of it, I thought it'd be great if you talked a little bit about it here and then get people prepared for what? Our next channeling course. Also, it'd be great if we could possibly provide a link for people to be able to go back and listen to it, because it really, really was amazing. But anyways, I'll let you talk about it, okay?
All right. So the link is dream-analysis.com/replay. And you can watch it. It's 2 hours. So get some popcorn, put your feet up, and watch the presentation, listen to the Q&A. It was really good. There's always great energy at those things. And we never know what people are going to ask about in the Q&A. So we covered like the 9 different types of channeling. Oh, there's more. There's a lot more. But we covered the 9 main ones. And then we talked about protection a lot, like what you need to do to protect yourself, how you have protectors like guardian angels and other protectors. That's something new we've kind of added in. So we talked about dragons and other things, and people loved the dragons. They always love the dragons. Everybody wants one. And in the Q&A, somebody pinned me down and said, can you please send the instructions for how do I initiate my dragon? So we agreed to anybody who went to the event or registered for it, we're going to send the instructions. This is how you initiate your dragon. And what do? They help you. They protect you from all sorts of manner of attack. And we're going to given the details for that for free. We also, in the recording, tell you how to clear yourself. The first 3 big steps for clearing yourself: how to ground, 4 different ways, how to ground, and then how to restore your channel if something has compromised it. And that's absolute gold. This is something that I came up with after years. I used to have a long, like 21-step routine for that. And then I was able to shorten it down to 3 steps when I thought of a particular thing, and everybody absolutely loves it. Anybody who's already in an existing channel, when they get to that part, they're like, that's gold. I love it, love it, love it, love it. So there's a lot more in the recording. You will enjoy it. And we're not one of these people where when you have hit the recording, you have to watch it all the way through. There's a scrubber. You can move to the pieces you want to see that interest you and so on. But it'll be there probably for another week or so. Our event, though, does start on this Sunday, August the 4th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So we do have a few spots left. If you want to join, that's great. But we have a good group already. We're very happy with what we already have. Anything else I'm missing, Sandy?
No, but I'm excited about the class coming up. I love working with Elizabeth Rose and myself. And I mean, it's just such a joy the first few weeks when we're clearing everybody and getting them ready. So when they step into your arena, they're good to go. They can start their channeling.
I like the first 5 weeks because Sandy and Elizabeth do all the work. But that's the secret weapon in our channeling class. The 5 weeks of healing, clearing all the blocks, anything to do with anything ever that would make your channel not work. Elizabeth and Sandy go after it. They fix it, whether it's past life blocks or something you've put on yourself because you lived a lifetime where you were persecuted for bringing your light here to help other people. It's a common thing. But if that was the case, then they track that down, they fix it. And you know, actually, that's one of the things we always do. I love about our particular class. we tend to get about 3 people who have very specific strange problems, like really, really deep. They've been to many people to try fix them before, and we always get it sorted. We have team members who specialize in fixing issues that you've got with your channel. And even if it's outside that space, they can specialize in that. We've added 3 things to this class over time. We've added Mitran. He talks about protection. He weaves protection into charms that you have, or crystals that Sandy sends to you. We've added Louise. She teaches you how to do the sway test and get a yes and no in a very tangible, like I've no question about this, I know it's working kind of way. And then we've just recently added Kimbra, who's going to spend 2 classes with you, locking in the highest vibration you're actually able to achieve. First, she drags you up to a very high vibration, and then she locks it in. And so these are all new things that we've added. We've never changed the price of our program, even though we've added these in. But this is the last time we're going to run the program at this price because of all those additions that we've added in each time. They're beginning to hurt us, but they've made the class fantastic. But initially, we have to test and make sure it's good. It is an enhancement. And now we know they are. They're really, really good. Sandy, let's get to dreams.
All righty. I love the title of this very first dream. It sounds amazing. Hopefully you don't crush it on me.
I never.
Yeah, you do. But anyways, the title of this one is Mentor and Owls, and it's from Angela. I'm on a beautiful countryside standing on a dirt path. To my left, there is an open style wooden fence lining the path and a huge open green field beyond it. There are mountains in the distance. To my right, there is a small incline, and a mentor of mine is sitting under a tree that looks modest but feels powerful and reminds me of the tree of life. Suddenly, a white owl, I think a snowy owl, appears flying towards me along the path. I am in awe. It flies directly over my head and then goes along towards the open field. I feel my dream body buzzing with energy and reverence. I see a second owl after noticing the first. It is unique in color, some white, some tawny golden brown, and silver colors. This owl stops as it gets to me and starts to circle us. I drop to my knees and start channeling a prayer and doing a type of energy work in a language I don't recognize but seem to know in my dreams. I see lights and energy moving and feel like I'm in a trance. I hear my mentor singing the most beautiful song, and her voice sounds like her soul voice rather than the human voice I know of. It felt very sacred. All right, Michael, that's a beautiful dream.
And I won't spoil it. It actually has a beautiful
Yay.
interpretation. Apart from the very first part, she's on a beautiful countryside standing on a dirt path. Now, she shouldn't have said that. And then there's a wooden fence to her left. So we know that she has elimination system issues. And as is typical, I said, hey, do you have those issues? And she goes, no. And then I go, yeah, you do. And she goes, okay, well, all right. But I just have to watch it. I don't, like, once I watch it, I'm fine. The rest, the countryside and the openness, the green field and all that, they're all about the heart. That's really good. The mountains in the distance tell us that she has a ways to go yet, and in a positive way. Like if you think you've achieved your peak yet, you haven't. That's the peak up ahead of you. But it also tells us that she has a prophetic ability, which she is very well aware of. And then she says to her right, there's the incline, and it's only a small incline, and her mentor is there. So this is saying where you're going now is not going to be difficult. It's a small incline. It's not like you have to climb this steep path. So again, really, really good. And she's sitting, what way does she say? Sitting at a tree, and that reminds her of the tree of life. So she's very connected to the earth. When I channeled on, it's not just this symbol says that, but she is very connected to the earth. She's also clairvoyant with intuition, and we get that from the owls. The first one is a white owl, a snowy owl flying towards her on a path, and she's in awe. It flies directly over her head and goes along towards the open field. I'm looking for the colors. I feel my dream body buzzing with energy and reverence. I see second owl, it's unique in color, some white, some tawny gold, brown, and silver. So the silver tells us that she has a strong intuition. That's where you get feelings about things. I have a hunch, I have whatever way you want to put it. And it can be a feeling, like, especially if you're doing the wrong thing, it can be a very nauseating feeling. So it's very tangible for the people who have this. And this is what I said at the start, and I said it in a kind of a strong way. One of the beings that she channels is all about death, and that's what the snowy owl is about. It's a winter kind of thing, but it's not death in a bad way. This is about, if I want to let go of things or help somebody else let go of things, in order to prepare myself so that I can take on something new or I can move on. That's what this being is really good at. And so it is death in a way, but it's death of aspects of me or death of aspects of my clients, things that hold them back. And that's really fantastic. And she's really in awe of this one, she says, as it's flying towards her. So we know she has it and it's right now. And then the other one is golden. The other owl is golden, which is all about healing and what other colors did she say? Tawny,
Silver.
golden, brown, and silver colors. Well, the silver's the intuition. But the brown also says it's a practical thing. Like, this is a really, really useful, practical healing ability. But the two together are great. So it's not just I can help people let go of issues. I have a being that helps me with that. And then another one that helps with the growth. So two experts. I have two experts that I have access to. And she was aware. I said to her, look, you probably, because they're both owls in the dream, I said, you're probably aware that you can channel this being, but didn't realize that it's actually two beings. You're getting two on the end of the line, and whichever one is needed to help you in a particular way, that's the one that's going to step forward. But knowing that she has both is actually really good for her. It's going to enhance how she does what she does and so on. But having somebody that specializes in healing and growth, and the other specializing in harmoniously ending things. Like, that's what fall and winter are about. It's not like the sudden death of things. It's a harmonious transition into this period. And that's what this first one is able to do. That's really the way you want to do it. Like, don't just crash the car and then I get out and have to walk from this point on. It's like, how do I slow to a stop and then make this easy transition? You know, she has somebody that helps her with that, not just for her, but for other people in her life. The last thing was, when I channeled, they said that they're not happy with where she is in life. It's not really healthy. She needs to clean up what's around her so that she doesn't feel bad all the time. I'm toning down the way I put it. And she was very aware of that. She was like, yeah, I know what it is. But now you see that she knows that she has this being that can help her harmoniously kill things off. She can say, okay, this negative influence from the people around me, please end that in my life. And know that they're going to do it. They're going to help her weed out what needs to go from her life. She just has to ask, but she has the expert that's able to do it. Sandy, you probably have no questions now because I gave such a thorough analysis.
Well, I love the analysis, but I am wondering where you got with they're not happy. I see lights and energy moving. Feel like I'm in a trance. Her mentor is singing beautiful songs. Where did you get that?
So I channeled on that. But I was talking to her, so
Okay.
it's cool. When I'm actually talking to somebody in person, I can take the time to channel and go, okay, this is what's going on. I'll do it if people aren't in person anyway. But it's great to do it and get the feedback.
Hmm.
So it was important for her to know, because it's like, I've all these things and I've been holding myself back because of these things. Now, you can see from this dream, she has amazing abilities, but she hasn't fully stepped into them because she has this kind of toxic environment around her. And so now that she knows, she has the ability to ask for assistance to harmoniously get rid of this toxicity. I mean, that's fantastic.
That's amazing. What an amazing gift. And I love the fact that they showed up as owls. I love owls.
Yes, she does. We have a picture of Sandy with an owl on her arm from a falconry in Ireland the last time we were there.
Yeah, the owl was beautiful. It made my day. Anyways, more dreams. Alrighty. The next dream is called School of Social Work, and it's from Nikki. I was in the School of Social Work. I was considering taking classes, and I sat in on one. There was a labor organizer who was the teacher. He talked about using non-sexist learning language in the class. I was in Denver. There was some event that was being held at a really high hospital, high up in the clouds. There was some issues with having the event there. It was too elegant for the clientele we were working with at the school. There was a CEO there who reminded me that when we don't know how to get somewhere, we can ask our future self how we got there. He was in a corner unit with a stately desk and huge windows. I wanted to record my dreams, but my watch wasn't working, or my watch was low on battery. I was looking at different t-shirts from the social work school. One had cherry blossoms on it. One says something about a whorehouse or something. It was kind of tongue-in-cheek t-shirt. I put that into a box on my bed along with a bunch of other clothes. I was going to return it. Maybe they were even one in the same shirt. At least I thought they were. And then I put it to my body in front of the mirror, and it looked like a bunch of flowers. I pulled it away and saw the text again. All right, Michael, that is just some strange dream there.
Yes, I love it. I love this dream. So I love the social work setting. I was in the School of Social Work. I was considering taking classes and sat one. There was a labor organizer and a teacher. So we know she's a spiritual teacher. And then he's talking about using non-sexist language in the class. So this dream is about helping herself in social situations, including her work environment. And so the social work, that's what it's about. Me in social situations. And we have another dream of hers. I don't know if we're going to get to it today, but we'll see that comes up in spades in that one. But then we have her in Denver. Her dad is connected to Denver. There's something like that there. But she's high up in a hospital. And so this hospitals are about state of mind. And so the high location makes it that too, and also spiritual. And she was saying they were having issues with an event. It was too elegant for her clientele. So we see this then coming up. I love this part though. So I said she's a spiritual leader, and then we see the CEO who talks to her. So we know spiritual leadership she has in spades. And he even says to her, if you don't know how to get somewhere, then ask your future self. So I really love that, that she does that. Like you could put that on a mug or a t-shirt, you know. It's very, very wise because we can do that because it will help us overcome the doubt and all the other things that we have. Just imagine ourselves there. It works on so many levels, the imagination of it, and then the asking yourself, which is empowering you to give all the answers, etc. But he's sitting at a stately desk with huge windows. So he's getting all the respect with the stately desk, and then strong intuition with the huge windows. So she has that too. So we see a lot of her gifts. And then she wants to record her dreams. She talks about her watch and a battery. So this is about the heart. So it's working on the feminine side. And then we come to this piece. And I was even thinking of including this in the tease, the promo of the show, the different t-shirts and something about a whore. And then the rest is about flowers on a t-shirt. So really the dream is addressing a black and white attitude between being a virgin or being a whore. You didn't expect us to go there, Sandy, did you? But we see
not at all.
But we see that the t-shirt is a choice. We see the sexist language. We see the how to operate in social settings, whether it's social or a work environment. And then the rest of the dream is addressing her state of mind, how she feels about herself. So these are extremes. Obviously, she doesn't feel this way about herself, doesn't feel that she's on either of those extremes. But she had a reading before, she told me, where she had been, she was a sex worker in a previous lifetime. And so that influence or that issue is brought into this one and needs to be worked on. And we see that she has, so she goes from that, we have the cherry blossoms, which are the flowers, and we have the pun on cherry as well, all connected to sexual activity. And we have the mirror. I think she holds it up to her mirror. She does. So a lot of things in the second part of the dream, it kind of sets it up in the first part. How do I get to where I need to get to? How do I heal my state of mind around particular issues? And then it's this. This is what we're working at. How do you feel comfortable as a sexual being? And we're all sexual beings on the planet and interacting with people as you are, like being the person that you are. Do you feel awkward? Do you feel uncomfortable? And she does. And so the dream is addressing that and saying, this is what we're healing. I love the dream. I love how strong it is and yet simple at
It
the
is
same time.
very strong, like something about a whorehouse or something, kind of tongue in cheek, like you would wear a t-shirt like that.
You wouldn't. And I like the lightheartedness of it, though, that she says. But look where it is. It's in a box on the bed. And a box on the bed is about the reproductive system. A box in a dream is often about the womb. So it's like, I brought this with me. So I have this negative influence from another lifetime. And of course, it's easy to pick it up in this lifetime. Like adults and society tell children, like before they hit puberty, don't have sex till you're married. And it's like, you find some adult that hasn't had sex till they're married. You won't. Like the room will empty before you'll find one. And yet that's what parents tell their children because they don't know how to deal with these situations. They don't know that puberty is meant to be a time of exploration and joy and bungling your way through exploring your body and exploring your desires along with another fellow human being who is also as awkward and doesn't understand, but you're going to enjoy that journey together. So what happens is we hold off, and then later on in life, well, like around age 18 or 19, we realize I've missed out. I should have been playing in this scene so that I understood what I want in relationships and so on and so on. And it just then stays awkward. And so I think it's a universal issue for people in the West because it's so controlled by society or by parents when it really shouldn't be. I mean, it's understandable. As a parent, I'm like, I know this makes sense, but we mess our kids up by doing this. And so she has to now, at a later age in her life, deal with this conflict.
Wow, very interesting. That's an amazing dream. Wow. Wow, that went by quick. So now we've made some changes behind the scenes to upgrade our show and make it more interesting. And it's a major upgrade. We have April Angel, woohoo! Ashling School lead instructor looking at and responding to your incoming dreams. This way, every dream gets looked at. She's been analyzing them all week and she's going to tell us what she's been seeing. All right, April, it's over to you.
Thanks, Sandy. This week, I've been looking at a lot of dreams that everyone has been sending into the radio show, and those dreams have been so much fun to look at. I've seen so many different themes, and I've been able to answer a couple of dreamers really in depth about their dreams, and there's been a really good response in regards to that, and I really appreciate the feedback. It helps validate that what I'm saying to you is really hitting the mark. So thank you for those of you that have sent feedback. If I haven't answered any of your dreams that you've sent into the radio show yet, don't worry, I will. I'm getting around to it. There's a lot of dreams and it's taking time, but I'm really enjoying reading them and keep sending them in. Today, I want to cover one of the dreams that I found to be really interesting. It's a little short and it's titled I Was an Eagle. It's from a woman that I will call Gina. Okay, so Gina says, I was in the air flying and I noticed my arms were wings. I felt the bone structure and all of my senses were heightened. I was an eagle. The wind currents were strong. I landed in a large tree. There was another eagle there, but not doing anything. All of a sudden, an older woman was standing behind me. She was pushing me to fly again and shoving me while yelling, you can do it, you can do it. There were too many branches in my way to fly again, and I started second guessing if I could fly. Then my vision zoomed in miles away to my Nana. She was standing, smoking a cigarette, not looking impressed, and just staring off into the distance. And the dream ended there. Okay, so right away, you're flying and you're an eagle. This tells me that you have two gifts. The first gift is projection, where you can project your mind into the mind of another person. And that's really great for teachers, or if you're into sales, that's really great because it helps the person that you're speaking to really understand and grasp the idea that you're trying to present to them. You can also do hypnosis with this gift, and you can also do absent healing. It also indicates usually that this type of person has a strong intellect, and that's really great. The eagle means that you have the gift of prophecy, and the emphasis is really on both of these gifts. Now, you were flying in the beginning, the currents were strong, and you decided to land on a branch, and there was another eagle there who wasn't really doing anything. This is a representation of what you're doing with your prophecy gift, which is nothing. It's just kind of sitting there. And there's a woman behind you, and she's pushing you to fly again and showing that you can really do it. So this is a very positive female in this dream. She's really encouraging you. It's a guide, encouraging you and telling you that you can do it. She's behind you, which means that the feeling that you can't do it comes from the past, and it's going to come from mom because this is a woman. Now, as she's pushing you, you begin second guessing yourself, and then your vision zooms in really far away to see your Nana smoking and not looking impressed. This means that because mom was not impressed with you, or you didn't feel like mom was impressed with you when you were younger, you don't really feel impressed with this gift. You were just flying, and now you're on a branch questioning whether you can fly. You're not impressed with this ability, and your guide is really wanting you to step into it, and they're emphasizing that you're good at this, you got this, go for it. And you said that you zoomed in again, so it's like you get messages and visions. You can see things prophetically that way, and a lot of people have issues when they have this gift with accepting it because they don't like what they're seeing or what they're getting or what they're sensing. And that's a common obstacle to get over. But it's not really showing that you have that so much as you just don't really feel impressed with it. Like you're getting these nudges and these impressions all the time about something that's coming up, maybe for another person, maybe for yourself. And you're just kind of like overlooking it and not really thinking it's a very big deal, but it is a big deal. And your dream wants you to understand that about yourself. Your gifts are precious. And the reason you're not seeing it as precious is because mom didn't act like she was impressed with you. So thank you for sending in this dream. There were other dreams that you sent in, and your gifts show up big time. You're definitely clairvoyant. You definitely have these two gifts, and I will look forward to seeing more dreams from you and interpreting more dreams from other people in the future. Back to you, Michael and Sandy.
All righty. Thank you, April. That was excellent. I love the fact that you took the time to go into that dream. Anyways, Michael, is there more you'd like to add?
That's it. We are out of time. We're doing that because the dreams you send in are the lifeblood of the show. We absolutely need it, and it's our way of honoring the time that you take to type in your dreams to send them to us. But that's it for now. We will see you next week. Take care.
Have a good week. Bye.